Hello, homies.
Oh,
Homies.
homies, don't
Everybody
you
can be a
know
homie.
me?
That's non-binary, right? Homies. What's up, homies?
I think that is non-binary.
Well, let's
That's
say it
good.
is. We're going to say that it is non-binary. So, welcome back to another episode of the Mindful CEO, homies. How are you,
Homie,
Aaron?
I am great. I would love that. That's right. My pronouns are
Yes.
yo, and what's up. Um,
That sounds like an SNL skit. Oh
yes,
man,
homies.
homies. I love
Yeah, I'm
that.
down with the homies. Um,
That's so
yeah, I'm
funny.
good.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
good. I'm good. I'm good. You know,
Spring is springing. Spring is sprung. It's sort of
it's
almost.
fucking cold today, though. I really was like, I thought we were done. It was definitely the mildest winter I can
Yes.
remember. I mean, it
Yes,
was
for sure.
right. I
That's
mean, I
right.
don't know
That's
how it
right.
was out where you were, but
Yeah,
did
it
you guys
was
get
here too.
did you get snow?
Not much, not much. No.
And that's unusual for you, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. We usually have, all kinds of shoveling sidewalks and things,
Right. No,
which,
no.
you listening to this might think this is not relevant to our topic today, but I'm going to transition us here with, you
You make
know,
this transition, dude. I got you. Go.
the thing about springing is that it just happens. Like you don't control it. You don't get to say whether it does or doesn't happen. If you could just let go and trust, right? Trust the universe to
Now,
spring.
regardless if you let go or not.
I mean, yeah, I mean, that makes it even better because you don't even have to try. You just let go already and trust the
Well,
universe is
yeah,
gonna.
hang on. The thing with spring, all right, if we're going to make this connection, right? The thing with spring is it's inevitable. And
Yes.
you don't have to trust and you
Yes.
don't have to let go. You could resist and be doubtful, and it wouldn't matter because it's inevitable. Just as the night
Yep.
follows the day. Um,
Yes. And is
it
that what we're
is.
saying is available when we
Well,
trust the universe?
that is okay. Wow, that is a good transition because it's an additional layer of thought. So the topic was that we were is fuck it, just let go, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And or let go and let God, whatever the fuck that means. That's what we were talking about. Um,
Yeah. Hmm.
Jesus, take the wheel. Like the opportunity is to let go and just have faith
Hmm.
that it's all working out in our favor. That's the way Esther would say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's working out in my favor.
Hmm.
And I think if I think letting go and trusting, those two things that we're talking about, like letting go and just trusting it's all going to work out, is the same thing as saying it's inevitable as spring is.
Hmm.
It's inevitable that we're going to win or that, it's going to work out in whatever it is we're doing, just like it's inevitable the night follows the day. Like it
Yeah.
can't not. So letting go is sort of sinking into the inevitability
Yeah.
of the win.
Of the WIN, the win
Yeah.
or the
Yeah.
wind.
Win, WIN.
Yeah.
Sinking into the inevitability that you're going to win. So the
Oh.
worry, the resistance, the
Mm,
forcing,
mm,
the
mm.
consternation.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Hey, ding, 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 ding.
We're going to wrap up the podcast
Bonus.
right now. Consternation. Boom.
Bonus prize.
There we go. Um,
Hmm.
that all that fretting is a function of that we don't think it's like the spring. We think there's something to do. There's
Mm,
something to make happen
hmm. Hmm.
versus there's preparation to be made, because spring is coming. So, I'm tending to the garden. I'm getting the garden
Mm,
watering
mm,
system
mm.
set up because spring is coming, whether I like it or not. And
Yeah.
if I have time for it or not, or I don't have time for it, spring is coming. So I'm going to,
Mm, mm.
get that watering system
Yeah.
set up. Um,
Mm,
and what if we looked at our success from that
mm.
space of if
It's good.
there's that space. So this came up because um I found myself spiraling, and I never spiral up. You ever notice though there's no spiral up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just catch yourself spiraling up. Um,
It's
but
hilarious.
spiraling down.
Mm,
So I was in something of a spiral because I got my tax return from my accountant back, and I owe 25K, which is a lot for me.
That's a big number.
Right. It's a big number for me. But I have it. I have the money saved. I didn't spend the money.
Yeah.
I have the money to do it. Because I knew that we were going to owe money because I knew last year was two and a half times the previous year in terms of income.
Yeah.
So, like on one hand, it'd be wild for me to be upset about any of this because I I doubled my income and I have the cash saved because I knew this was coming.
Yep.
But there's that endowment effect of
Mm.
it's my money, you know,
Yeah.
and I value it more than and then there's the whole thing about do I really want to be paying for whatever this version of the government is doing,
Right. Right.
um, which is really not the point. Um, but a lot of stuff was like that. Like there was a lot of wins, and my attention kept going to the losses.
Mm. Hmm. Mm.
Um,
Mm.
I was sharing about this. I'm coaching this team of agents in Philadelphia, and we haven't produced any new sales yet.
Right.
But they're getting results in other areas of their life, as one does, right? When one takes on mindfulness and meditation and practices, they get, you know, woman shared about her divorce proceedings and how she was present and was able to
Mm.
feel like the tallest person in the room, like nothing could fuck with her. That
Wow.
hearing, and that was really new for her. That was not
Mm.
who
Mm.
she knew herself to be or how she thought that was going to go, and it was a function really of just having practice. So on one hand, I trust the practices,
Yeah.
that eventually, but that's the thing, is can you have faith that they're going to work out, that they're going to, sort themselves out and produce the results?
Yeah.
Or do you think that there's something that you still need to force here? So there's that on one hand, right? Like let go and let God, which is what we were joking about earlier. It's not a saying I particularly like, but at the same time, it fucking works. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, you know. And so then there's this thing, Chris. So then the conflict or the tension between that mindful space and the CEO spaces, but I do have targets. I do have a floor that I need to
Yep.
hit,
Yep.
right? Um,
Mm.
it's not like the spring, like
Mm.
whether I sat in bed and meditated and napped, or I went out and, hustled, spring would come.
Right. Right.
No action needed on my part to have that happen.
Yeah.
What we're talking about growing a business, action is required,
Yeah.
right? It's just who's taking that action and the space that you're taking that action from is either
Well,
forcing or trusting.
yeah. I mean, I like your garden analogy. I think we used that an episode or two ago, but there's, if what we're saying is success is going to happen like spring is going to happen. Everything's going to work out for me like spring works out for me. Like it and all there is action. If what you're wanting to do is garden in the spring, then you're going to prepare the garden. You're going to set up the irrigation, you're going to till the soil, you're going to do whatever you do, put the old compost out there, whatever. I think that analogy works for me with my if I think about it for myself like okay, if I'm not spiraling down and I can get to the,
But you're
the
spiraling up.
declared reality that my declared reality that success is inevitable, like spring is inevitable,
Hmm.
then my actions are preparing the conditions around that success, like getting my P&L in order, setting up my systems that take care of people when they show up.
Hmm.
Um, there's a lot of things that action feels different than the kind of action that's like trying to force a seed to grow,
Yeah.
right? Like force a call to make a sale. Like I'm going to call my database and I'm going to try to make this call turn into a lead. Way too much pressure, but to connect with my people, because that's a preparation type of an action versus a forcing kind of an action, feels different to me. There's the feeling of it feels different.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Like if we moved on with faith, which is,
Yeah.
I think we had this conversation about
Yeah.
faith a while
Yeah.
back, right?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
the opportunity is to move it forward with faith, the faith we have in our practice,
Right.
right? The faith that we have that our sitting, regardless of the experience of the particular meditation that day,
Yeah.
that it's preparation, it's preparing for something. It's,
Yeah.
if you, it's interesting because if you just laid in bed and you didn't do anything, right? Spring may come or may not come, but you'd be dead because you wouldn't have eaten, but really,
Right. Right.
I mean, there is
Mm.
the basic
Hmm.
level of activity. So I don't know what
Mm.
that has to do with anything, but um, yeah, if we're looking at it like, oh, it's good, Chris, because you could look at it all like I like the garden thing. It's all tending,
Yeah.
it's all nurturing, it's
Yeah.
all preparation, you know,
Hmm.
even weeding, pruning, once the
Yeah.
plants go in,
Mm.
everything is
Mm.
both preparing for the eventual success,
Yeah.
preparing for the success that's coming,
Yep. Yeah.
and and the action, and so if it's interesting if it's infused with the preparation of the success that's coming, if that's the quality of the action. See, there's a part of that that's like, okay, well, that's about the future. It's not really about the present. It's really, it's not whole and complete unto itself. And I think that's
I mean, it's another paradox, I think, because it's
right.
on one
Oh,
hand, it's
good. Talk
like,
about talk about that from let's
oh, I mean, I was thinking of
yeah,
Brother Lawrence
I
as you said that, who Brother Lawrence, I think, was a Franciscan monk back in the day who practiced the presence of God washing dishes. It was like he was washing dishes, but at some point you have to put the dish down and put it back in the cupboard so that it's going to be used again. But like in this moment, it's, I am present in this moment doing something.
oh
You can be present in the moment of preparing the conditions of the soil or preparing your P&L for success, and it is complete unto itself because in this moment I'm practicing the presence of it. It is, but it is also in service to a future that I'm intending, a cathedral, a building, a success I've asked for, a rocket of desire I've launched, that I'm now just being appropriate in the moment with, tending my energy around the success that's coming, the success I've asked for. I can see it both ways. I can see it both present and future.
yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it about putting the dish back in the cupboard, right? That it's in the moment. This is good. This is what it is to let go and let God, right? It really is, it really does speak to that because
Mm.
we're dealing with in the moment, the action I'm taking is my action, my access to God in the moment.
Yeah. Right. You could
Floofy
be
way
Michael
to say
Singer
it.
doing yoga, or
Yeah.
you could be Brother Lawrence washing dishes, or
Yeah.
Aaron tending the garden.
Brother
Yeah.
Lawrence.
Brother Lawrence. What's
Um,
up, Brother Lawrence?
Brother Lawrence. Um, uh, that you're in the moment, you're doing the dishes because you're doing the dishes and the dishes are there and you're in that moment. And you're creating a future by doing those dishes.
Yeah. We need them tomorrow for breakfast. We need
We
them
need them.
tomorrow for our next meal.
That's right. And if you didn't do the dishes tonight, there would be no
That's right.
meal tomorrow. So there is definitely a future, and there's an in order to, or the
Yeah.
potential for an order in order to,
Yeah.
right? There's a
Yeah.
goal, there's a need, a future need that you're satisfying now.
Yeah.
That's a really good metaphor. And and yet that action can be taken in the moment,
Mm.
enjoying the moment for the moment.
Yeah.
and the knowledge that it creates a future that you're committed to.
Mm.
Because, there, if you needed clean dishes in the morning, you could go out and buy them or go get paper, or there's lots of other options.
Yeah.
Who says I need a plate, right? Um, but that's that tension between, or I guess tension, that we talk about between mindful
Hmm.
and CO. Like you do
Right.
have an eye on what needs to happen in the kitchen for tomorrow or in the garden. Like the water needs to get handled. I got to get,
Mm.
it reminds me, I got to get topsoil delivered.
Mm.
Um, and at the same time, we're not pretending it's, I don't know, what is it, Chris? What are we doing? We're being responsible for the in order to that's going to show up. How do we say that?
What do you mean by tending the conditions? We're being
Yeah.
responsible for.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I have a hard time with the word responsible sometimes because it feels like adulting. Like, oh, I'm going to be responsible for it, so let me go put my adult, shoes on and go do stuff. But if I stay in a place of playfulness and allowing, um, then I don't know. It feels more like an invitation than a responsibility. It feels like oh no, I'm, and I really, I mean, I don't think I've fully felt this frame that we are setting it up with today before. I'm feeling this frame pretty strong right now. Like just the whole thought, like success is inevitable, and whatever I'm doing in the short term is really just making sure. Like if I were having friends over, it's another thought in my head. If I were having friends over for dinner, I would set the table and I would prep things. I would prepare my house with joy, with gladness, excitement, even anticipation, because friends were coming over, and that wouldn't
Mm.
feel like I was being responsible. It would feel like I'm fucking getting ready for our party. Like, let's go. This is going to be awesome. I love this. And I really don't have that relationship most of the time to the tasks in my business. I don't really relate to the tasks in my business like, dude, this is going to be so awesome. Success is coming. I'm going to okay, so when it gets here, I want to have this thing
Right.
ready and I'm going to set that thing up, and I really don't have that experience of joy and fun around tending the conditions of future success or coming success.
And why not?
Yeah, good question. Uh I think a lot of it probably feels like sort of we've pointed to it here, like that I have to do an action to cause a result. That there's a lot of pressure on me to that the seed in the ground is my responsibility to cause it to grow. Like I have to cause the seed to grow. I have to make the money rain down. I've got
Isn't
to.
it funny how resistant we are to just getting it, there's a middle way?
Yeah,
I mean, there's
yeah.
just a fucking middle way. There's walking the path between those two worlds.
Mm.
Forcing the seed to grow, that's bullshit.
Right.
Right? You can't force the seed to grow. I'm not going to do anything to tend to the garden. Okay, that's not going to fucking work either. Right?
Right.
There,
Yeah.
it's just you don't get
Hmm.
anything unless I mean, you. It's funny how we don't just get there's a middle way.
Yeah. Right.
There's a tension between you know
Yeah.
dawn and dark. Like there's that space
Yeah.
right there. The
Yeah.
yin and
Yeah.
the yang.
Well, I mean, you said it a minute ago, like that's the tension of this podcast, mindfulness and CEO-ness. And I just really love that we said that. Can we say we coined that? I'm pretty sure we coined that. Nobody else has said that in the history of humanity, the tension between
The,
mindfulness and CEO-ness. I think that's proprietarily ours.
totally. I don't think anyone's coming for it either because CO-ness is there's not a big. We should check the domain
It's going to
CO-ness.
trend. Hey, give me 10 years and you
CEO-ness.
could you could search trending, words searched on the internet, and CEO-ness will be a trending word in 10 years. We'll see.
Yes. Then we'll know we made it.
Yeah.
Let's force that.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like there's a middle way. You made me think of the Buddha again, where it was like, your your suffering is because you're attached to things. Like
Right.
the reason it feels bad to me is because I'm attached to the seed producing a result. Like I'm attached to that. And if I could let go, which is the whole point of this conversation in this episode, letting go is to let go of attachment, to let go of the whatever thing I think is supposed to happen.
Yeah. And that's good. Let's the let that. Oh, that's good because we haven't really distinguished that. So let's just slow that down. Because the letting go is the letting go of the attachment, not the intention,
Mm,
not the goal, not the outcome you're striving toward,
mm,
right? But to let go of the striving, to let go
mm,
of the attachment, to let go of
mhm.
the tightness around it, like what it has to look like, what it has to be here,
Yeah,
what it's going to
right.
take to do it. Letting go of all the
Yeah.
additional fundamental things. And this is good. This is
Mm,
I would bet this is an Esther Hicks thing. Is letting go of everything but how we want to feel about it.
mhm. Right. Yeah. Huh. I I want to share. There was a conversation I had yesterday in one of my other communities that was how the phrase that came up was um basically concept bypassing, like that our lives are there's all these different kinds of bypassing, right? We're spiritual bypassing. We're and there was a we were talking about how much of our lives are filled with screens, television screens, phone
Mhm.
screens. Like we're basically constantly attached to concepts put on screens. So much of so to put that into this conversation, much of our expectation that we're attached to, our attachments, are coming from the concepts we saw on a screen and said, that's what I want. I want to make money like Gary Vaynerchuk makes money, or I want to have success like that person had success. There's a concept of success that we become attached to because we've seen it on a screen over and over again. We it's been laid out for us.
Lamborghini leading.
Yeah, it's Lamborghini. Right, exactly. Right. We've been told a story so many times that we now think our success needs to look a certain way for it to be real success. And if we didn't have those screens
Right.
and we weren't inundated with the concept of success, concepts
I'm going
plural
to
of
find,
success,
yes, of what success means or what it has to look like. I
then
got
we
one
could be
for you.
present to the garden. We could be present to the things showing up in our lives as actually beautiful indicators of success coming, and we wouldn't have anything to compare it to that we would be that our we wouldn't have an attachment to it looking a certain way.
How's that?
What did you? Oh, you hear Aaron sharing for those listening. Aaron's now sharing. What do you got? Narrate this picture for people here.
Oh, yeah. It's just it's uh, split screen. One is of a traffic jam, and it's obviously a busy street, probably New York or Tokyo or something like that.
Oh,
And it says successful and civilized. And then underneath it, there's another picture of a woman sitting cross-legged, meditating over a beautiful idyllic valley.
yes.
And the caption says weird and unproductive. And
Right, right.
that's certainly the Western default. Yeah, is
Yeah.
that success looks, it's got a number attached to it,
Yep.
an ever increasing number
Mm-hmm.
attached to it, which is why, I think if you were gonna,
Mm-hmm.
this is good. We can launch our mindful manifestations program with this thought, like letting go of everything but the feeling
Mm-hmm.
that you think it's going to give you to get what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Right.
if I'm going to plant the garden, I'm going to let go of everything but the feeling that I think it's going to give me to have a garden out there. And then
Yeah.
when I plant the seeds, I'm going to be in the presence of that feeling because I'm going to intentionally, because I've let go of everything else about it. When I make my calls as a real estate agent, or when I write my book, or when I do everything, I'm going to or I coach this team that hasn't produced the results that I would get paid for them to produce.
Right.
Um, I can feel it. I can get wrapped around the axle of forcing the result,
Mm-hmm.
or I can do whatever work needs to get done over here where I am So that the only thing that's in the present for me, my experience, is the feeling that I'm actually out to have out of having them succeed.
Right. Right.
And if I just nurture that feeling, the actions I take will be aligned actions and are more likely to produce the result that I'm committed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
And at the very least, I'll feel good along the way.
Hmm.
And this is the thing, this is good. This is, we're going to bring this back to trust. Do I trust that feeling good along the way is going to get me there?
Hmm.
Or do I have doubt about that?
Hmm.
And I have doubt about
Yeah.
that. I just
Yeah.
unquestionably have doubt about that. And do I need to resolve that doubt in order to get the results? Ooh,
Ooh.
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 And what does resolving the doubt look like? See, for me, resolving doubt looks like I get the result. Like I won't, this is good. This is so good. I won't stop doubting until I see the result. And then, of course, Esther would say, well, you don't get the results when you're doubting.
Well, yeah. Uh, I remember from The Secret, I think it was, I can't remember the guy who talked about like, you're manifesting and your feelings are good until and he had this like literally like a garden like this, the seeds are going to break through the ground, whoop, and then you're like, but I don't see the results. And he's like, okay, well, he sort of gestured that the roots and the seeds were receding back down under the surface. And I think Esther would say it more like the cork, like you're a cork and you're the one pinching yourself off from source and results. And if
Yes.
you would just stop the bad feeling and get into the good feeling, your cork
Yeah.
would rise to the surface and float. It's not like because this is the mental gymnastics we can get ourselves in trouble with in law of attraction stuff is we think, oh, well, I've had so much bad thought, I've set myself back,
Yes.
so many years. Like, oh God, what have I done to myself? I put so much bad thought out there that I'm now behind. And I think that that's not my understanding of how that works. That when you just get back in the stream, just get back in the flow.
Well, that's why I like mindfulness and meditation so good as this tool because
Yeah.
your mind wanders, you just come back to the breath. Your mind
Right.
wanders, you come back to the breath. It's the reps. You're building the reps. Oh, I catch myself doubting. Good. Now
Yeah.
you know,
Right.
I made a little I made a t-shirt, not a little t-shirt. I made a t-shirt as I do. It
As you
says
do.
doubt your doubt. And just because the doubt is the one thing I never doubt.
That's
I
awesome.
doubt things and then I don't go ahead and doubt the doubt.
Yeah.
And that's
That's so
crazy,
funny.
right? And yeah, we're if I'm going to launch as mindful manifestations, right? Because I own the domain now. Um,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, I do. Come get me, bitches. Um, I don't know. I feel like it's important to have a track record of results
Well, I mean,
already
right.
manifested.
Well, and and you're saying that you do have a track record of results because you do.
I mean, it's so weird, Chris. I mean, I made three times as much, I made more money last year than I've ever made in my life, but I'm
Right.
sitting here doubting the
Right.
effectiveness of it. And I
Right.
didn't have anything going on about it last year. I was not striving for it. I was not, it wasn't like I tripled the number of contacts or, you know, I,
Yeah.
I
Well,
really didn't. And
okay.
yet I am, it's funny how like little I trust.
it it's that whole in I think probably a Western thought, that whole like everything has to go up and to the right, like the only
Yeah.
acceptable outcome is that it's better this year than it was last year. Like but to take it back to our beginning conversation about the weather in this episode, like some years it's a more dry winter and some
Right.
years it's a heavier winter and you don't get to say like it would be unrealistic to think this year is going to be up and to the right of last year. And like, what are you going to like meditate 10 times X? You're going to flex a little harder when you meditate. Like, it's not like you could do anything You're going to go garden this year, and the yield of your garden this year is going to be different than the yield of your garden last year. But the point isn't the yield. The point is the experience of life in this moment. And the fruit of it, the benefit of it is that you get to eat from your garden, but you don't get to say,
Exactly how many tomatoes are coming.
yeah, yeah.
You
So
don't get to say how many tomatoes are coming. You can say how
because
many
that's
tomato
attachment. Because
plants.
if, yeah,
Yeah, you could say how many plants you put in,
yeah,
and but there's too many variables. There's too many variables. It's
yeah,
the exact same thing, the exact same way. It's totally useful. Um,
yeah,
you know, for you to be able to pretend to control it.
right, right,
What was I just talking about? Oh, I was just, you know, people want to know how much their home is worth all the time.
yeah,
It's like, okay, I don't know. You won't know till you sell it. I mean, you just won't know till you sell it.
yeah,
There's too many variables. What
right,
do you
right.
mean? How much is it worth to who? When? And when? Today? How much is it worth today? Like looking the way it does with no photos and no staging, and if someone just came off the street, is that what you mean? Or do you
Right.
mean if you cleaned it up, painted it, and got, professional photos and staged it? Is it worth that then? And what's how deep into the war in Iran are we by that point? I mean, there's
Right. Yeah.
too many fucking variables. You don't know how much it's worth until someone makes you an offer on it. That's how
Mm,
you'll know how much it's worth.
mm,
Until then, it's I mean, one hand, until then, your estimate's fine. But really, it is. I mean, if you're not selling the house, then
oh, yeah.
the estimate is at least directionally useful. It'll show you more this year than last year, or less this year than last year, to some,
Mm, mm,
within some degree of accuracy.
right.
And I could a professional realtor, someone who does this for a living, an appraiser, not even an appraiser. Appraiser won't tell you how much it's worth.
Mm,
Appraisers,
yeah.
but they'll give you a number and pretend it's real, and
Yeah.
and can justify the number by comps. But again, it's still not how much you could sell the home for.
Yeah.
It's too many variables,
Mm, mm,
and they won't be controlled by us.
right.
So we can, again, middle way.
Yeah. Middle way.
I mean, again, right? Just middle way. Like, okay, there's the too many things that I can't control. I'm going to focus on the things I can control. I'm going to keep doing the work to create a clearing. I'm doing the dishes, so there's a clearing for breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Mm,
put these away, so there's that. And while I do these dishes, I'm going to be present to the experience of service and love and kindness and creating something, because why not?
yeah.
What's my alternative there?
Yeah.
Feel put
Right.
upon, and
Mm, mhm,
you know,
mm. There is this slight feeling of like, but if I treat it that way, I'm being irresponsible. I mean, this is the background critical voice that's like, you've got to do more. This isn't, you're
mhm.
not being responsible. This is, which is not true. If in, I mean, if indeed you're on a middle path and not, sitting in your, sleeping in and staying in bed all day and
Right. And
assuming the garden
expecting.
is going to produce something. What's that?
Yeah, if you don't expect something. I mean, look, stay in bed,
Yeah,
and if you don't expect anything,
right,
fine.
right.
Um,
But that's not, if you find yourself in business, there's something that you're, okay, so I'm just like going all the way back to the beginning of that. Somebody says, I want to go into business for myself. And the reason I think we do that is mostly because there's a result we want for ourselves, whether it's there's an attachment to a particular envisioned life. Like I want more time in my life. I want more money in my life. I want to control my decisions and have more control over my life. Whatever that originating intention was becomes a thing that I think we get attached to. That's where our attachment tends to live. And so all of our efforts tending the garden are about that. So when we don't get that, we're like, dude, how much more do I have to tend this garden? This is not giving me what I said I wanted this business for, which in my experience of business is a lot of spiraling down. Like it's constantly looking at what it's not. Like this is not giving me what I intended it to be. And what other work do I have to do to get the thing I said I wanted? Do I have to do 100 posts a day, like Gary Vaynerchuk said, to do 100 posts a day? Is that what I have to do?
Fucking Gary.
He
He's the
did say that a
keynote.
couple years ago,
Oh my God, he's still saying it. I was just in a course with him, and he's still
Yeah. 100 pieces
100%.
of content a day.
He's gonna be at the EXP conference in October, and I promise you, that's all he's gonna talk about. 100 pieces of content, um, which is, you know, look, works for him.
One
Um,
way to do it.
there's that constant sense of it's a problem, despair, it's not there yet. And then there's, an airplane when it flies from San Francisco to New York is off course 95% of the time. It's a million flight corrections
Yeah.
the entire way. And if you just, you don't really want to pilot, I don't think that's just like let go and let God.
Probably not.
Probably not, right?
Mm-mm.
Um,
Mm.
you want somebody who's going to make those corrections, who's watching it, but also, trust gravity and trust,
Yeah.
lift and the
Yeah.
all the variables that they can control for, and that's going to, it turns into a reliable way of traveling, safest
Right.
way of traveling there is, Boeing notwithstanding. Um, there's that space of, constant tending to
Mm. Mm.
that is
Yeah.
important. So is it,
Yeah.
and is the tending to done from a space of fuck, 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 this isn't it, fuck, this isn't it,
Mm.
fuck, this isn't it, or is it being done to, okay, correct, correction, 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 correction,
Right.
you know,
By the way,
tuning?
both could produce a result. You could produce a result, white knuckling it and constantly, fuck this is not working. And you still have tended the garden and the garden will still grow. I think maybe the bigger point is your experience of it. You can white knuckle it or you can let go and trust the universe to.
Yeah,
And in that white knuckling of it versus letting go, uh, I guess I would suggest that there is more available, more your awareness is present to that can pick up things that make your life rich and meaningful versus, you know, miserable.
yeah,
There are
yeah,
plenty of people who are white knuckling life and business and producing results. That's not the point. The point, I
right,
think, if you're interested in mindfulness, the reason you're interested in that is because you're looking for a middle path, something that feels, you know,
sustainable,
sustainable and enjoyable.
right, and produces exponentially larger results, at certainly potentially exponentially larger results with, uh, you know, less strife,
Yeah,
less
that's good.
striving, less,
Yeah,
forcing.
yeah. That's good. I like that too because I think some like what we're not saying is, if you're interested in mindfulness, then you're just gonna have to settle for a lesser harvest, right? Like that's not,
Right. We're definitely saying the opposite of that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're not.
Well, and that speaks to I think the attitude of our culture, which is we tend to think that hustle and grind and Lamborghini lean is going to get you a bigger harvest than letting go because it's counterintuitive to let go and to tend the garden doesn't
Right.
it's I don't know that can I trust that? I don't know. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I can trust my own effort to go hustle, 80 hours a week, but to think I could work 5 hours a week and get a bigger
Right.
harvest doesn't feel that feels like wishful thinking. That doesn't seem logical, you know. So, but that's simply a function of how you look at it because I mean, I grew up in business with a lot of talk about leverage. Like you can work 5 hours a week and have a bigger harvest than somebody working 80 hours a week, but it's going to come down to how you've leveraged yourself and how you designed it. How have you designed your garden?
Right. And the Buddhists talk about, the master shows no distinction between work and play.
Hmm, love that.
It's all
Yeah, love
one.
that.
It's just what we're doing now and what
Yeah.
we're doing now. And are we, and that's what we
Yeah.
do here is just, are we, the Coddywapples, are we moving in that direction? Are we closer than we were yesterday to, and that's the victory.
Yeah.
All right, good. All right, let's put a
Yeah.
pin in that.
Yeah. And smoke it. Put a pin in that and smoke it, everybody. Thanks
All
for hanging
right.
out with us. Did you
Yeah.
have anything, Aaron? Any invitations for people before we let them
Consternation.
go?
Um, yeah. The next cohort for How to Live a Grateful Life in a Fucked Up World starts on April 15th.
Oh,
You
good.
can find out about that at the brand new landing page at thegratefulbreath.com.
Check the show notes. I'll put that link there.
Check the show notes, thegratefulbreath.com, baby. Let's go.
All right. I love it. Awesome. Hey, if you know somebody, you listening to this, if you know somebody that's sort of been on a mindful path, like share an episode. If this is the only episode you listen to, share this one. If you've had others that you really like the way that this grows, the way that the world operates on a different operating system is by people surrounding themselves with conversations that give them another view. And if the only view they have is the one on their screen from YouTube this morning or from the, CNN or Fox News or whatever they're consuming, then it's hard for them to get to another view. So, you know, it would sound something like this. Hey, I heard a podcast this morning I really liked, and I just love the way you've been thinking about the world and the questions you've been asking. I think you really enjoy this conversation. And then send them a link. That's it. Pass it on. Pay it forward.
Pay it forward,
All
people.
right.
Let's
Thanks,
go.
everybody. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.